We're looking at two shoes today, the Li-Ning Yueying 5 and the Qiaodan Wind 3TR, which for me is the best budget shoe of 2025. Now I'll be upfront, I've got a bias with the 3TR. It's dirt cheap, it's easy, and it's really the shoe I grab without thinking whenever I go on an easy run. It just works plug and play. Without my preferences though, and just objectively, it's a different story. The Li-Ning Yueying 5 really challenges the Wind 3TR, and if you ever find it at its lowest sale price, sometimes as low as $1,400 or $25, then value-wise, it really is very interesting. So let's break it down both side to side so you can decide which one's better for you. Fit-wise, the Wind 3TR isn't snug, same as the Yueying. If you've got moderately wide feet, then both of these could work for you. If you are 2E wide, the softer upper material of the Wind will feel better than the Yueying, which is a bit more rigid and a bit more coarse. If you are wider than 2E, you might feel both of these shoes get a bit more snug. The Wind 3TR is as straightforward as it gets. I didn't have to mess around with the laces that much. Even without dialing in the lacing, it will just work out for me when I run. Plug and play and I'm immediately out the door. The Yueying 5, on the other hand, takes a bit more effort to dial in the lockdown. I get heel slipping if I don't lace them a bit tighter or if I don't get it right. Take some time before heading out. Tongue padding is generous, so you can cinch it down without worrying about any lace bite. You just have to get it right at this top part here where there's less to no padding. Now, objectively, the Yueying 5 looks more refined overall. The extra padding in the upper paired with more foam underfoot gives this a bit more comforting sensation over the Wind 3TR. That gives it an edge over this shoe. Now let's head over to the ride and feel, and for me the difference really is on how each shoe feels on the run. The Wind 3TR is straightforward, it's responsive enough, soft and flexible, maybe too flexible for some to the point that it does feel a bit unstable. The dog bone shank here actually does nothing. The foam is light, it's not dense, and it softens up over time without ever feeling flat, mostly because it wasn't super bouncy to begin with. It's got this typical dull but reliable daily trainer kind of feel, and it's also what I like. Plus you also get a good sense of the ground if you're someone who likes a bit more ground feel. It's not to the point where you're totally connected to the ground. It is still cushioned, not as cushioned as the Yueying 5. It does feel a bit more flat and a bit more grounded in the forefoot. It also has a low heel to toe drop, making this feel very natural when running. So if you put that all together, it's plug and play fit, almost disappears on my foot, so I feel much more lighter and much more free with this one. The Yueying 5, on the other hand, feels more forgiving for longer runs thanks to its extra stack height, especially the taller heel. It's not what I would call a bouncy shoe. The foam isn't that compliant or springy, but it does have a little bit more bounce than the Wind 3TR. It works better than some soft plush trainers like the Anta PG7. I felt like that shoe was fighting me every step. With the Yueying, you can actually pick things up a bit. Not as light feeling than the Wind 3TR. The roll in this one does help carry you forward. Its rocker does feel like it starts a bit early. It's still not a propulsive shoe. Now, where the Wind feels more airy, the Yueying feels denser, like there's more meat in the foam. The Yueying isn't heavy or mushy. It's just more substantial, like a rubbery foam feel. And with its thicker outsole, you don't feel much of the ground. Its higher drop and taller support gives it that more shoe on foot kind of feel. It's not as flexible as the Wind, but you really feel the structure and the thicker foam underfoot in this one. The Wind 3TR just feels more natural, flexing your toes as you toe off the ground. The Yueying 5, though soft, again, is not too compliant, it's not mushy, so you could benefit from its forward bias from that toe spring. If you strike heavily in the midfoot, you will get a bit of that tiny bounce. So for me, that's where the bias kicks in with the Wind 3TR. It disappears on my foot, I'm not aware of it. It's a lower drop and very flexible, so it's pretty natural and easy to pop off the ground. Just easier to pick up my feet, so no adjustments to your mechanics or gait whatsoever. The Yueying, I'm always aware of it. I feel the foam between my foot and the ground, even though the stack heights on both look close. This one is really higher, and it also has a very high drop, so you are standing tall in the heel in this one. If you like cushion daily trainers with a more protective feel, the Yueying edges ahead. If you like a more flexible classic daily trainer vibe, then the Wind takes it. So, pace versatility. First, the Wind 3TR. Again, it feels lighter on foot with a less dense midsole feel and more flexibility, which makes it a better option when you're picking up the pace and training those calves. Early in my marathon training, when I wasn't fatigued yet, I could comfortably do marathon pace efforts around 5 minutes 27 seconds to 5 minutes 46 seconds per kilometer, and even push a bit faster and also do some long runs with it. Later in the block, when I was worn from making up lost mileage, which was my mistake, I leaned more into a more cushioned shoe. But when I was still using it up-tempo paces, the Wind felt great, light, flexible, and easy to dig in my toes, power through because of its flexibility. At those same paces, the Yueying 5 was fine too. It was just a bit heavier and not as lively, but it didn't feel off. The Wind 3TR feels lighter and more nimble when you want to move faster. The Yueying 5 feels better with its cushioning and protection for easy miles and long runs, but it also can go a bit faster. It's just not great at it. So they excel on different ends of the spectrum and sort of meet halfway on easy runs. It just depends on you what you're looking for, if you prefer one with better versatility up to long runs, or one that just feels more lighter and nimbler when you want to extend it to a bit more up-tempo paces. Buy which one works for you and which one you prefer. Now let's talk about durability. The Yueying 5 hands down holds up very well for budget shoes. Just a thicker outsole. It's rubbery or denser kind of foam, while not for performance, does feel like it's more durable. I think it'll last longer than the Wind 3TR before going flat. The Wind 3TR's midsole looks like it won't get past 500 kilometers probably. It's starting to fall very soft and very flat quicker than I was expecting, and starting to degrade a bit right now, closer to 300 kilometers, but I'll take it up to 500 most likely. The Yueying 5 feels like those standard EVA foams you usually find on durable daily trainers, and might last longer than the Wind 3TR, plus better aesthetics, so you can repurpose this as a casual shoe when it's done using its running use. As for outsole grip, the Yueying does grip better on wet surfaces. It's better than the Wind 3TR. In terms of durability, it hasn't shown any wear yet, versus the Wind 3TR at even 30 kilometers, it already showed signs of wear in the heel area. Now you don't see any of the lines. You might not clearly see in the forefoot. Some of the lines here are starting to wear off. Done with the durability, now let's head over to value and verdict. And here's where things get a bit more interesting. I didn't want to factor in price. If we do, at their usual prices, the Wind 3TR is unbeatable. When the Yueying 5 drops to its sale price, suddenly it feels like you're getting more shoe for the money. If we don't factor in price, the Yueying for me is objectively the better shoe. It's more durable, a bit more cushion, and both of these shoes can do what the other can do. They just feel slightly different. One is slightly better for longer durations and long runs. One just feels lighter and more nimble, which you can take out if you do more up-tempo sessions. Either one of these could be your best budget shoe of 2025, depending on your needs, and both really do perform beyond their price. So to wrap it up, which one is the king of budget trainers? For me, it's the Wind 3TR. It's reliable, no nonsense. I don't have to think about this shoe. Objectively looking at the Yueying, it could last longer, a little more cushion and comfort over the Wind 3TR. It might be the smarter pick for you. At the end of the day, it's about what you value more. And to me, if you're doing a bit more longer runs and you're in some kind of training block, the Yueying might be better for you. If you're someone who just runs freely, you want to do a lot of things within the run, like pick up some speed, slow down, go uphill and train your calves, then the Wind 3TR edges it out there. Let me know in the comments which one you choose. If you've tried both, which one wins for you. And when you run, please take care, keep running, stay strong, and always be kind.